All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Hakwadash. Giving double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Peace and salutations to the Akim, the brethren out there on the highways and byways pushing this truth in 100% sincerity. And peace and salutations to the few and sincere sisters who believe in this gospel. So I want to entitle this lesson, well, I was going to entitle it this here, but I'm probably going to title it something else. More so going into the pride and the haughtiness of these women is going to be brought down, right? And I got 3 video clips, 3 Instagram clips here, and some scriptures that I want to go into, just basically going into the pride of these women that's out here in Babylon the Great, and you know how just really just prideful, arrogant, and how-minded these women are, right? You know, because you got women that's out here, and you'll see some of the video clips, man. You'll see some of the video clips, exactly what I'm talking about. Because you got a lot of these women that's out here, man, that is very proud and prideful, you know, simply because, and if being honest, is really the fault of these men, especially out here in America, in Babylon the Great. It's really the fault of these men because men, you know, Esau Edom number 1 has, you know, lifted them up in society and misconstrued, but also, you know, twisted and perverted the role and the how do you say it? I'm trying to use the right word. He's twisted and perverted the role of men and women and the nature of men and women, right? He's weakened the men, and at the same time, he's also weakened the women as well. But in society, men have this perception that they are to follow after the lead of a woman. They got to do what a woman says. They got to please a woman and make a woman happy, when in actuality, the woman is really here to serve you. But, you know, in this society, if you say something like that, you're misogynistic, you know, you're a narcissist, you know, all that other, you know, verbal bullshit that they try and pull on you, right? But here, let's just go ahead and get into this first video.
Motherfucking independent, not me. I'm single, ready to mingle, and I need. Baby, stop selling y'all short 3 with these niggas. Acting like you don't want no money, like you good, you just so motherfucking independent, not me. I'm single, ready to mingle, and I need a way maker, a provider. I need someone that's willing to serve and protect when it comes to me. Okay? I don't mind you approaching me. It's open enrollment. The DMs are open. Come correct. Come correct. Don't come without no motherfucking money, because you're gonna need it. Especially if you ain't got no woman, I gotta be your motherfucking mama. That's double. Okay? So, yeah. I like money. I want money. I'm not gonna pretend that I don't want no motherfucking money. I'm not gonna pretend that I don't want no motherfucking money. Like, I want the money. So, if you ain't got none, don't bother. Baby, stop selling y'all short 3.
Alright, so you see this N-Dub, this nigga woman, right? And you see how proudly she's speaking. She's talking about some, if you want to talk to her, you basically got to give her some money. You basically got to put the cash in hand. Well, bitch, you might as well sell ass, right? And she ain't ugly though. She actually kind of cute in my opinion, as far as her looks, but she's ugly as fuck. Her personality is disgusting. Her attitude is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? But on the outside, she look, you know, she got a cute face. I'll say that. You know. But you hear the shit that she's talking. talking about she needs a man who's here to serve and protect. And this is what these women really think. They really believe that as men, you're here to serve them. They really believe that you're put on this earth to serve them, right? Let's go ahead and get into the scripture. Right? And this is the book of 1 Corinthians. Start at chapter 11 and verse 7. It says, "For a man ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of Yahweh, but the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man." Right? Because woman came from man. Right? She came from when we go on the rib, as far as what Adam is going into his family line, right? But women came from man, right? Verse 10, it says, "For this cause," Salakia, it says, verse 8, "For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man," right? The woman was created for the man, right? Eve was meant to be Adam's helpmeet, right? Which means that she was meant to serve Adam. But in this day and time, these women want to have power over Adam because they want to be Adam and they want to have control over Adam, right? The women in this time, and this chick, to a simple nigga, it may seem to him, oh, well, she just want a man who gonna do her right, who gonna take care of her, who gonna, you know what I'm saying? And she gonna be feminine and soft and do what no, she's not. No, she is not, right? What I've learned, and this is what I've learned, because when you look at the quote unquote, the red pill community and everything, and they talk about the Pookies and Ray Rays and everything like that, and how these women, they like Pookie and Ray Ray, or they always go for Pookie and Ray Ray instead of the good guy and all that shit, right? Well, the reason why they go for Pookie and Ray Ray, because Pookie and Ray Ray ain't, for one, a Pookie don't necessarily have to be a quote unquote hood nigga, right? But the women go for the so-called Pookie and Ray Ray type. Because Pookie and Ray Ray don't give a fuck about the bitch. They don't give a damn about the bitch. Like, they looking at her like, yeah, all right, look, you yapping all that mouth. When you done talking, come and stuff something else in your fucking mouth, bitch, right? And, I'm a little vulgar in this video, but, hey, look, if you don't like it, go ahead and move on to the next video. But Pookie and Ray Ray, they like the Pookie and Ray Ray because Pookie and Ray Ray deal with women how they want to deal with them, right? And that's what men of today, men in this society have wrong, because they think that they're supposed to please the man. They think that the man is built or created to serve the woman. And these women think that men are created to serve them, when it's really the other way around, right? And this is why you see guys, a lot of men out here complaining and, you know what I'm saying, going around the world, going around the earth, talking about how these bitches ain't shit and everything like that, right? In which, that's true, right? These bitches ain't shit, but these men ain't shit either. If you running up behind a woman, trying to do everything to make her happy, you ain't shit neither. You know what I'm saying? Real women respect masculine leadership. And that's telling that bitch what the fuck to do. Telling her what to do, when to do it, and hell, even how to do it, right? It ain't no what you want to do, baby, what you want to eat, happy life, happy wife. Nah, bitch, get the fuck in the kitchen and cook. Bitch, make my fucking lamb how I told you to make it. You know, and that's how it's supposed to be. The woman is supposed to be, oh shit, I done dropped the false lock here. The woman is supposed to be in subjection to the man. She's supposed to be in subjection to you, which means she's supposed to be serving you. She's supposed to be following your lead, doing what you tell her to do. It's as simple and easy as that. You're not supposed to be following. See, look, a woman is not qualified, and I'm ranting a little bit, but a woman is not qualified to lead a man. It's what y'all got to understand. It's what men have to understand. A woman is not qualified to lead you. But when you defer to her, she's going to look at you like, all right, well, give me money, take me out on dates, and I'm finna go over here on and smash on this other dude on the side. That's what happens when you're led by a woman. But you got to be rooted in manhood in order to lead a woman, because you got to be able to lead yourself. You got to be able to lead you, you know? And really, you got to be led by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, right? And all in all, you know, the truth of the things, you have to be led by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, which means you got to be tuned in to the spirit. You got to be tuned into the scriptures. You know, you can't be no, you know what I'm saying, you just going with the wind ass nigga. You can't be that way. You got to have a direction. You got to have direction. You got to be moving in that direction. You can't let nothing or nobody, you know, sway you from going where you're going. It's like a freight train. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting in front of no fucking freight train and stopping that motherfucker from where it's going. It's on a direct course to wherever it's got to go. And you ain't stopping it, you know what I'm saying, unless the conductor of the freight train stops it, right? But look, let's go ahead and get to this next video.
Bitches is upset because they feel like I only bash them and I don't talk about. I'm gonna post the screenshots of what the bitches is saying. They think that I don't say nothing about goofy niggas. And I'm thinking in my head, do y'all not look at yourselves in the mirror every day y'all wake up? Y'all look like niggas without the makeup, the wigs, and the fucking weave. What is we talking about? Now it's a problem, but it's not a problem that there's 300 million, thousand trillion bitches up here every day begging for money from niggas. Hard-working niggas, like niggas don't got bills to pay. Like niggas don't got kids to feed. Like niggas don't got haircuts to get. You bitches be having niggas that work for FedEx and UPS delivering mail up to 33 flights and shit, no elevator in the heat. First thing he looked down at his phone is a bitch asking for shit. Imagine that. Go out and get y'all own fucking money. Y'all bitches with that fake bougie shit. Y'all bitches just started eating crabs at the age of 25. Only crabs y'all used to see was the ones between y'all legs. Y'all just started eating steak. The only steaks y'all used to have was the steakums in the freezer. Can we stop playing around, please? Good morning.
Black women, may I have a word with you all? Because see, my other concern for y'all is the twerking. When does it stop? Like, when is it deemed not necessary? Like, do y'all ever sit back and think, hey, maybe I'm not going to just turn around and shake my ass in the camera. Maybe I'm going to just wave my hands in the air, waving like I just don't care. Like, hey, maybe I'm just going to thumbs up, you know, sway side to side. Hey, is every time the camera is going, is every occasion a twerking occasion? Like, where do we draw the lines at? Not only that, y'all harass women that don't want to twerk. Like, we in the spot, I might not want to shake my ass. What if I ain't got no rhythm? Like, what if I don't know how to do all that? What if I just want to be cool, throw up gang signs? Like, here y'all go patting on the legs, patting my little booty meat, dance. But I just want to be on one accord, and I just want to know, like, I think I'm like Stanley now. Like, excuse me, can y'all please stop twerking on my lawn, please? Some women even think you acting funny. Like, if you not throwing ass in a circle, and it's like, bitch, don't get me wrong. Everybody, I think everybody love a little twerk, but I passed the twerk. Like, I feel like I'm past the twerking stage. Like, some of y'all, it's a pole with y'all name on it. Like, you can get paid for your performance. And this is no shade, no tea, because I'm having a blast. Like, I love what you're doing. I love seeing you throw that ass. It just ain't, it ain't for me right now. Like, I'm not in that season. Black women, may I have a word with you all?
All right, so now you see the women in the last two videos, right? And they got a point, right? One is talking about women always asking dudes for money. And the other one is talking about women always going around twerking and shaking their ass and all that shit, right? And they both got a point, right? This is the thing with me. It's a pet peeve for me when a woman asks me for money. And I just, especially if I just met you. But I hate when a woman, she'll just come up to you, you just met her, and she asking you for shit. That's a red flag to me. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you got the other woman who was talking about the twerking and women twerking and everything. And you know what? Don't get me wrong. I'm a man, right? Yeah, you know, I like to see a little cheeks wiggling and jiggling and all that, right? You know, we men. You know what I'm saying? But it gets to a point where it's like, all right, man, damn, like, do y'all do anything else? And I'm talking about Eve specifically, right? The so-called black woman. Because this is what you typically see of the so-called black woman. You know what I'm saying? Music come on, and next thing you know, ass is shaking. You know what I'm saying? Chicks is bent over. And it gets to a point to where they just do it anywhere and everywhere. Even in places where it's like, all right, man, it's not appropriate for this place. Like, this is not the place to do this. You twerking and everything, like, you need not to, like, no, this is not where it's at. This is not the place to do this type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just now, but the women are arrogant, they're haughty and high-minded, and they just haven't been humbled yet, right? And Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to put this society in this place, and he's going to make it to where these women are going to be forced to be humble. Because women are cool and they're all right now at this moment because of the luxuries that they have. You know, Elder Apostle Gabar, you know, he brings it out quite often that these cities that we live in, the cities are made for women. It's made for the convenience of women, right? You know what I'm saying? You got all of the storefronts. You got, you know, everything is, and it's true, because as men, we don't, of course, we benefit from the convenience. But as men, like, we are, in the ancient world, like, if you don't, you know, raise your cattle, or if you don't go out and get your food, or you don't grow your food and nothing like that, well, you ain't eating. You know, it was our responsibility to create and source our own food source. You know? We didn't rely on a company or a grocery store and a supply chain and all that shit for food. You know, we planted, we raised animals, we raised cattle and everything like that, or we hunted. And that was the way that we fed our families. But in this society, it's made convenient for the women, you know, so things are easy for them, right? And society is really just built for, this society is really just built for the convenience of women. For the convenience for, women to thrive and everything like that, right? Here, let's go here to Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. And it reads, it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you, and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins." Right? And, brothers have been doing responses to, that one particular Jake who, he had a dream about these YNs going to war. And, all of these women who were out here, in tribulation looking for men. Basically, he had a dream of World War III, and he had a vision of Isaiah 4:1 coming to pass, right? And when it comes to Isaiah 4:1, and I remember the brothers here at St. Louis, we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month or two ago, right? Like, yeah, like Isaiah 4:1 is going to happen, but a lot of brothers are not really going to be like trying to bring in a whole bunch of women like that, right? And we were even having the discussion of even in that day, we're even going to be more skeptical of you women, because we really don't know what your agenda is. Or actually, Salakia, let me rephrase this. We're going to be more discerning of you women, because the Lord is going to put the Spirit on us to be able to tell that your agenda is not to contribute, but to take away. And we were even talking about, if you're not discernment, if you're just caught up on, all right, all of these women are looking for a man for protection, and they coming to you, and, they trying to get with you and everything like that. A lot of these women could be looking to set you up. A lot of these women could be dealing with or be with a man who is like, hey, go out, find a nigga that's weak, who got some shit. You get in with him, and we gonna go and take it. Setting them up, right? These women could be doing that in that day as well. So a lot of women who are going to be out here, like, men are not going to be, trying to take them on or trying to, basically, as the scripture says, is take them in marriage, right? And we know that marriage is sex. We understand that marriage is sex, right? So these women are going to be, they really going to be asked out in these last days, man. They're really going to be asked out. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 21. It says, "Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure," right? See, one of the biggest issues with a lot of men is that they fall victim to how good a woman looks. She got a pretty face, big titties, fat ass. And a lot of men go crazy over that, right? A lot of men look at a woman and they're like, damn, man, I got to have that. Right? Now, again, we're men. We like what we like physically. You know what I'm saying? But you have to look beyond that. You got to look through a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You got to look past how she looks on the surface. Because when you begin to look past a lot of women, you see that there's really nothing there. But in actuality, there's really not supposed to be nothing there, because a woman is really just supposed to be a blank canvas for a man to establish something within her. You know, women don't really have identities of their own. They don't really have identities of their own. You know, I've had conversations with a couple of the brothers from the St. Louis camp, and we were talking about a couple of the things in particular, how women, they change depending on who they're with or who they're dealing with. You know, a woman may be one way with me and then another way with another man. Right? Whereas men, we're the same way with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're the same way with this person. We're the same way with that person. Why? Because we've created our own identity. Women don't really have their own identity like that, right? Which is why they need a man to give them one. Which is why majority of the women who are famous or have some type of notoriety, it's typically because they're married to a man who has notoriety. For example, Steph Curry. Steph Curry is the only reason why we know who Ayesha Curry is. But yet she acting like she going around on podcasts and shit, talking and acting like she the star. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, right? As men, you need to look past the surface of dealing with, or look past the surface of what a woman looks like, right? Yeah, she may look good. She may be physically attractive. You know what I'm saying? She may look good in certain clothes and everything like that, right? But you really need to, the number one thing is you need to be able to find out if she is willing to be under your leadership. That's really the number one thing. Which means you gotta tell her what to do. You gotta give her instructions. The first thing you need to be doing with a woman when you meet her is telling her to do something. Have her do something. And it don't necessarily have to be something big, but just give her directions on what you want her to do to move the interaction forward. Hey, when you meet a woman, hey, look, text me this time. Text me at this time with your name. Or text me at this time with your name and a selfie